right, y'all. Welcome to another episode of Sanusi Vision Art Life. My name is Adewale Agboke Jr. Please review us, rate us, give us a 5-star. Don't be a hater. Today, I'm going to talk about Street Fighter versus Mortal Kombat. I've been waiting a long while to do this. I'm going to talk about the similarities, the differences, the characters, the animation, the movies, Before we get into this podcast, we want to thank our sponsors. We got to pay these bills. This Sanusi Vision podcast brought to you by A4 Capital Consulting, growing good business anywhere and everywhere. At A4 Capital Consulting, take your business to the next level. That's A4CapitalConsulting.com for details, y'all. That's A4CapitalConsulting.com for details, y'all. As I stated before, A4 Capital Consulting is coming out with a new podcast, so look out for it. It's coming out soon. It's going to be awesome. It's going to help you to grow your business, take it to the next level. Just like Sanusi Vision, we're doing major things now. We've got trademarks now. We've got LLCs now. We've got all kinds of cool business stuff, and we've got great marketing skills, and everything is growing. So A4CapitalConsulting.com for details, y'all. A4CapitalConsulting.com for details. And this podcast also brought to you by Anadel Foot. Don't live with foot pain. Let Anadel Foot make your feet happy again. That's AnadelCenter.com for details, y'all. That's AnadelCenter.com for details, y'all. As I stated before, I got my custom orthotics from Anadel Center. You know what I'm saying? Dr. Neo Sode checked out the feet, making everything look good. And here we are with the custom orthotics. And each one of these goes into my custom awesome Batas. You know what I'm saying? My Batas footwear line. I don't wear anything but my own Batas footwear now. So I've got my own footwear. And guess what goes in them? These custom orthotics. And then you're not your generic type 2. They take the technology, they take the machine, put it to your feet, scan it. Everything is digital. Exact scan, and then it creates the exact custom orthotics for you. So AnadelCenter.com for details, y'all. AnadelCenter.com for details, y'all. And for y'all wondering, check out the Batas 2s. That's where they go if you're wondering. They always go into my Batas 2s, as you can see. That's the left foot right there. And look, the right foot. Y'all thought I was playing. Look, this is what we do here at Sanusi Vision, you know what I mean? So there it is, custom orthotics right there. You see them in there, sitting nice and dandy. Batas 2s, y'all, you know what I mean? So, y'all, now let's get into this awesome podcast. Street Fighter versus Mortal Kombat, right? The things that I want to talk about today. Differences, similarities, the characters, animation, and movies, right? So look, let's first talk about the differences. Of course, the difference between Street Fighter and to me and Mortal Kombat is Street Fighter has a cartoonish look to it, more anime style look to it. Whereas Mortal Kombat has a realism look to it, right? If anybody ever played the game personally, and if you're wondering, yes, this is Street Fighter from Sega Genesis, the old school. I still play it. Yes, that's right. I'm a nerd like that. I got the old school Sega Genesis, and I still play the Street Fighter on it. Super Street Fighter 2. That's right. New challengers. Got DJ, Cammy, T-Hawk, you know what I mean? And Fei Long. Man, I mean, Street Fighter, man. But, the difference is, right? Like I said, Street Fighter is more anime looking. Mortal Kombat is more real looking. If you ever played the video games, of course, you know what I mean? You could tell you was like, one looked more real and one looked more, but to be honest with y'all, I've always been more of a Street Fighter fan. Maybe it's because Ryu was my favorite character. I like pronouncing that name right. Ryu was my favorite character. Of course, I love I didn't want my computer to go to sleep there. You know what I mean? But of course my computer, the characters, right? That's really been to me the biggest differences between them. One looks more cartoonish, one looks more realistic. And then of course the super moves, right? The super moves are more like energy charged beams with Street Fighter, like a lot of chi energy. Same thing with Mortal Kombat, but a different type of chi, right? And really that's really the differences between them, I think. Of course the characters, of course, before I get into that, those are the major differences. And let me show y'all the Street Fighter so you can see what I'm talking about, because I'd be shocked if people didn't know what Street Fighter was. But I can never put it past people. Let me get this Street Fighter poster out so y'all can see it. Yeah, it's quite popular at the art shows when I go to the conventions. Where y'all at? Street Fighter. Hold on. I was just looking at it too, y'all. There we go. There goes Street Fighter, man. You know what I'm saying? Ryu, Ken, Cammy, Chun-Li, and Bison, Sakura, DJ, Fei Long, you know what I mean? Then of course, let's show y'all Mortal Kombat so you can see the differences. So here goes Mortal Kombat right there, of course, you know what I'm saying? Scorpion, Sub-Zero, Liu Kang, Sonya, Johnny Cage, Shang Tsung, Goro, Raiden. You know what I mean? It's like that's really the difference, is really the realism, right? Now let's talk about similarities. Of course, the games are both fighting games. That's really the one of the biggest similarities, right? All the characters have chi. You know what I'm saying? All the characters have like different fighting styles. Those are the similarities. Some from Japan, some from America, some from Africa, some from Europe, some from different parts of the world, right? All coming together to fight on one stage, right? And you know, another difference is the similarities. The differences. Street Fighter literally takes place on different stages and different fighting venues, whereas Mortal Kombat takes place in a realm, like in a place where in the outworld, as it is known as, right? They fight in this realm, and they're really trying to defeat Shang Tsung, who creates these crazy fight sequences where the winner decides the outcome of the universe, which is insane and cool at the same time. And for a lot of y'all who haven't seen the new Mortal Kombat, please go see it. It's actually really, really, really good. And as usual, Scorpion is my favorite character. You know what I mean? But those are the differences. Now back to the similarities. The similarities that they're both fighting games. They both have cool characters. They both have animated characters. They both have chi characters that do different types of chi. Whether it's Ryu with the Hurricane Kick, or the Dragon Punch, or Liu Kang with that kick where he gets in the air and it starts chopping at you like 100 times miles per hour. You got Jax with the power jack handles at his arms. You got Johnny Cage with the super kick. Those are the things, like Ken with the Hurricane Kick, but just the faster version. Chun-Li with the spinning bird kick. Guy with the flash kick. Honda with the 100-hand. Fei Long with that punch that he does, like when he looks like Bruce Lee. I mean, those are the similarities. Really, is that they're fighting, right? But I don't know. Like I said, I've always felt like Street Fighter was a better. I don't want to call it a better product. I just liked it better. I mean, we could talk to 100 people right now, and they'll probably tell you that Mortal Kombat was better. But I've always liked Street Fighter more. I don't know. It was just, I guess it just related more to me. And maybe because it looked like a cartoon. That would be the honest truth about that, man. You know what I mean? But now let's talk about the characters. Let's talk about the characters. Let's start off with the Street Fighter, right? I'm going to show you all the Street Fighters again. Now, this is the characters right here, right? Check out the characters. So let's talk about it, right? The characters include, we've got Ryu, we got Ken, we got Chun-Li, Cammy, Fei Long, and Bison, Sakura, DJ, Sagat, Blanca, Honda, T-Hawk, God. And then you got Charlie, oh my God, Akuma. I mean, the list is endless. It's just ridiculous. You know what I mean? Those are the characters, and you got DJ, and then of course you have the cartoon. You know, which is, I'm gonna get down to that later, right? I mean, but these characters were endless, and each one does the same thing. And for a lot of you don't know, Sakura is Ryu's cousin, if y'all are wondering. And then Ken and Ryu train together on the same master. You know what I mean? And then, of course, Cammy was sort of playing a secret agent in the cartoon anyway. She was playing a secret agent for M. Bison. Chun-Li was a detective who was hunting M. Bison because M. Bison had killed her father. And of course, M. Bison is a shadow lord that rules over Shadaloo. Shadaloo, I never pronounced that. Shadaloo. And Chun-Li spends an entire career chasing this dude down. So if you ever played the video game, whenever you beat the game with Chun-Li, she would see her going to her father's funeral, grave, and just letting him know she had finally defeated M. Bison. You know, like if you won with Ryu walks away into the sunset. He's the greatest fighter in the world. You know what I mean? Guile, who was literally like the arch nemesis of M. Bison. And if you ever watched the cartoon, Guile would get different Street Fighters, whether it was DJ, whether it was Ryu, whether it was Chun-Li, or Blanca, and get them to go defeat M. Bison's minions. Sagat, God, who else am I forgetting in this whole thing? I mean, Street Fighter was just off the chain, you know what I mean? And then let's talk about Mortal Kombat. Right? The characters from Mortal Kombat. Excuse me. All right? Some of the characters. Mortal Kombat. Scorpion, of course, my favorite. Sub-Zero. You know what I'm saying? But let me show y'all again so y'all can see Mortal Kombat. Yeah, that's Mortal Kombat. It's sick with it. And this art I'm showing you, the posters available on SanusiVision.com. You know what I mean? 11 by 17, 13 by 19, 24 by 36. And if you want canvas, we got that too. You know what I mean? If you want it on a t-shirt, we can make that happen too. So you got Scorpion, you got Sub-Zero, you got Liu Kang, you got Johnny Cage, you got Sonya, you got Shang Tsung, you got Goro, you got Lord Raiden, you got Jax, you got Reptile, you got Kitana, you got God, there's so many characters I'm forgetting right now. My brain's just going wild. I'm forgetting people, but you got so many characters, and the thing about each one of those are really the characters in the whole universe. And there's a lot more characters I'm not listening to. I'm just naming a few that I can remember off top. You know what I mean? And then let's talk about the two things we all had in common: the animation series. I don't know if you ever watched it, but Street Fighter was one season. I believe it was 1996, maybe 1997. The animation series. Let me see if I can look this up. You know what I mean? The animation series. It was one hell of a show. Let me tell y'all. That show was awesome. You know what I mean? That show was awesome. Let me see here. Street Fighter. Let's see if I can find this joker for y'all. Animated series. I'm looking, y'all. I'm going to type this in. Animated series. Yes. Yep. I found it. Yep. As I stated, Street Fighter animated series, 1995, 2 seasons. I think it was 13 episodes each. Yep. It was 26 episodes, 2 seasons, which was totally awesome. Like I really enjoyed it, man. And it was based on, of course, you know, Capcom created Street Fighter. It's a Japanese style animation. You know what it is. That's probably really why I took the side. You know what I mean? But the animated series was off the chain. I loved it. And then, of course, Mortal Kombat had his own animated series, too. Let me look that up. Let me see here. Mortal Kombat. Mortal Kombat actually had multiple animated series through the years. It's had quite a few, actually. Defenders of the Realm. I remember that. It was called Mortal Kombat Defenders of the Realm. Now, both, I don't know if you can find it on YouTube, but I bet you if you look on Amazon Prime, I'm sure you're going to find it. You know what I mean? But let's look up, yep, Mortal Kombat Defenders of the Realm. Let's see here. Yep, 1996. I think it was was it? Yep, 1 season, 13 episodes. Like, you know what I'm saying? I guess the difference between them is it was one Street Fighter had 2 seasons, Mortal Kombat had 1 season, but Mortal Kombat's had other animated series too, and both have had animated movies. I'm not gonna act like I don't know the difference, but I do love the animated movies for Street Fighter. They're a lot more cooler, I think, anyway. But like I said before, you can ask somebody to tell you, no, Mortal Kombat's better. But you know what I'm saying? I prefer Street Fighter. The animated series were great. And the anime movies are great. I just love Street Fighter more. I just thought it was more cartoonish. Whether it was Super Street Fighter or the one where Ryu and Ken fight and Bison at the end. And then, I mean, it's just like really, I don't know. It all depends on who you ask. But the animation, I'm going to hands down probably pick Street Fighter on that one. I really liked it more because, as I said before, I prefer the video game over the Mortal Kombat game. But Mortal Kombat, which brings the animated series for Mortal Kombat wasn't bad. It just wasn't Street Fighter. That's all Street Fighter. And you can, like I said, this ain't really more about which one's better. It just depends on the differences and your preference. And I think a lot of Mortal Kombat fans who like it probably more like the realism. So you're probably the type who likes the 3D animation things like, let's say, Shrek or Pixar type stuff like that. I mean, I love stuff like that too, but if I could watch a cartoon instead, I'd rather watch a cartoon. I think that's really what draws me to Street Fighter. And not to mention they've done a few, which is gonna move on to the next one, which is the movies. And oh my God, I'm not even gonna go there. Street Fighter has only had one kind of good movie. It was a 1-hour movie with Chun-Li. It was played by that girl that was on that TV show Smallville. I'm not sure of her name, but that lady from Smallville. But Street Fighter movie was terrible. It was bad. It was like bad. Like, it was bad. Like, they need to redo it again in this era. Because with all this technology they got now, they can get that disgusting taste out of my mouth, out of my mind. That movie was bad. It was so bad. Man, and it had a bunch of known actors, too. Jean-Claude Van Damme, the lady who plays on what's that TV show? Boba Fett. Who else did it have? The late great Raoul Paul, who played Adam's Family, who played in Adam's Family. He played in Bison. I just think they rushed it, man. I think that's what it was. Sometimes you rush something and you don't really prepare it right, but this is an opportunity to get this movie right in this era. Are you kidding me? Street Fighter in this time would be so sick. All this technology available to you, Street Fighter. But Mortal Kombat, the first one was really good. The second one, I'm like, nah. But then this new Mortal Kombat they just did. Oh, it is so sick. Y'all have got to see it. The new, if you haven't seen it, I think it came out last year, 2021, or maybe 2022. I'm not sure. But Mortal Kombat, Spitfire, it was sick, man. It was so sick. And it was really a great chance to, I'm not going to say anything, but you get to know a lot about each character, man. There was a lot of detail in the origin story of each one, and it starts to make a lot of sense. You got to watch it. You got to see it. That's really the difference between the two, man. I think Street Fighter had, Mortal Kombat had better movies. Maybe it's got more characters. I don't want to say that. Maybe more characters, but the movies were definitely better than Street Fighter movies. But Street Fighter has the opportunity to make right, to get right, to stay right, and to actually make a better movie. You know what I mean? Because, man, that movie was just bad. And, of course, there was that Chun-Li movie. Let me look it up, y'all. Street Fighter, The Legend of Chun-Li. Hold on. You know what? I got to look it up. I'm just curious. There we go. So, Street Fighter, that movie I was talking about, the 1 hour movie, was great. It had the great late Michael Clark Duncan, who was in there. He played Balrog. Had Kristen Kirk. She plays Chun-Li. Y'all, it was good. I liked it a lot, actually. It was really, really, really good. You got to see it. That kind of took a little bit of the bitter taste out of my mouth from watching the original movie. But, yo, Street Fighter, Mortal Kombat, two of the greatest fighting games ever created. Without question. It's just, but my preference, honestly, y'all, is Street Fighter. So that's our show for today. I just wanted to talk about the difference between the two, from the movies to the animated series, to the similarities, to the differences, and to the awesome characters. You know I'm taking Street Fighter because Ryu's my favorite character. He's my favorite fighting game character, period, without question. And of course, till I create Cards of Assassins video game, then Ryu's gonna have to take a back seat. You're gonna have to move back to behind all of Cards of Assassins characters. But that concludes our show for today. But before we get up out of here, y'all, I want to talk about some of the new products we got. You know what I'm saying? Of course, we got the new beanies. You got to get you a beanie, and we got these beanies available in any character. It's a classic Cards of Assassins beanie, but you can get it in any character: Blade, Iron Man, Batman, Wonder Woman, Turtles, Voltron, Mega Man, Black Panther, Black Lightning, Storm, you name it. Any drawing you see behind me on this banner right here, probably we got this for the beanie. Then the cool thing about the beanies is double-sided. So you ain't paying for one beanie. You're actually buying 2 in 1. You know what I mean? Look at this. This is what we do at Sanusi Vision. We make cool stuff that's double-sided. Check that out, y'all. You know what I mean? Excuse me, my hoodie over here. You know what I mean? But check this out. This hoodies are sick. So go get yours on sanusivision.com today. Remember, everything we create on Sanusi Vision with the Asha brand, my clothing line, which is what it's called now, Asha, as you can see, it's a trademark now. We are officially trademarked. It's custom. Nothing is generic. You know what I'm saying? Just like my hoodie I'm wearing right here, this is custom. Then, of course, don't want to forget our newest cool toy. We've had it for a while, but a lot of people don't know about it. Laptop cases. That's right. Double-sided laptop cases, and they're waterproof too. You know what I mean? Check this out. Laptop cases. They're waterproof. You can use them for, we got them in different sizes, 13 inch, 15 inch, 17 inch. You know what I mean? And yes, it's got its own zipper. Check that out. I mean, yo, you got to get one of our laptop cases. They're durable. I've had mine now going on it's going on 3 years I've had this thing. And it still looks brand new. As you can see, the detail on the art is ridiculous. You know what I mean? I told you, everything we make at Sanusi Vision is custom, man. Let me flip this over. Sorry about that. You know what I mean? So, laptop cases, you got to go get yours. You know what I mean? Who doesn't want one of these awesome laptop cases? You got to go get you a laptop case. And then, of course, I always like to talk about our footwear. Our Batas line of footwear. You got to go get you a Batas line of footwear. Whether it's the Batas 2, which is these right here, low tops, or the Batas 1, you know what I mean? You can see the art on these jokers, man. I mean, I don't play no games. These shoes are awesome. I can't tell you how many compliments I get from people. So, these are the Batas 2, but we got the 3s. You got the sport 1s. We got the Batas wedge heels for the ladies. You know what I mean? So go get your pair today of our pair of Batas. So, y'all, that concludes our show for today. But before we get up out of here, you know what I'm saying? I want to talk about also, too, the comic book. The Cards of Assassins comic book. The first official comic book is coming out this year, y'all. Hold on, y'all. You know what I mean? It's coming out this year. It's almost done. It's going through its correction phases. I am super, super, super excited. You know what I mean? Cardiac Assassins, the first official comic book. But this book right here is a bio book. Tells you about all the characters. You want to get your copy today, go get you a copy on SoundVision.com, because once the official book comes out, you can understand what's going on in the Cardiac Assassin universe. So, let's check it out. Look at the Carjacks right there, you know what I mean? Let's flip it over to the Assassins, you know what I mean? You want to go get your copy, get your copy, man, so you can understand what's going on in Cardiac Assassin when that book comes out, because that book is fire. And if you want to see the beginning of the whole Cardiac Assassin universe, maybe you want to get the OG, the first original bio book, you know what I mean? Some people prefer classics. We can always get you that, but what's available on the website is this right here, you know what I mean? But you can also get the version 3, 4, 5 version. It just depends. You can write us an email, you know what I mean? But you need to get you one of these right here. You know what I mean? So, y'all, I want to thank you for listening, y'all. Before we get up out of here, we got to pay these bills. This SoundVision podcast is brought to you by A4 Capital Consulting. Growing good business anywhere and everywhere. Let A4 Capital Consulting take your business to the next level. That's A4CapitalConsulting.com for details, y'all. That's A4CapitalConsulting.com for details, y'all. And this podcast is also brought to you by Anadel Foot and Ankle. Don't live with foot pain. Let Anadel Foot and Ankle make your feet happy again. That's AnadelCenter.com for details, y'all. That's AnadelCenter.com for details, y'all. As I stated before, I want to thank y'all for listening. This podcast is produced, written, and directed by yours truly, Adewale Booker Jr. Please check out our website with all the cool stuff we got, from the new puffer jackets to the beanies to the hoodies to the bomber jackets to the sweatpants to the leggings for the ladies to the Batas footwear line. You know what I mean? So we got all kinds of cool stuff. So please also subscribe to our podcast wherever you listen, whether it's Apple, Amazon Music, Deezer, Spotify, and you can always listen to our episodes on SoundVision.com. And please check out our social media platforms at Twitter, Instagram, TikTok, Facebook, YouTube, all at SoundVision. As I keep saying that in every episode, and I keep on saying it, TikTok, YouTube are the game. Get your game up on those two platforms. If you're not doing that, you're hurting yourself. And also, too, using them Facebook Reels. They are awesome. They get you viewership. They draw to whatever attention you're trying to bring it to, whether it's my podcast, whether it's the website. It's working, and I'm going to keep on doing it. So please follow us on those platforms. And please review us, rate us, give us a 5-star. Don't be a hater. And as always, y'all, continue to aspire and achieve. Have a great week. Stay safe, y'all. Peace.